Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Death, Taxes, and Bananas podcast, where once again, in the interest of repeating myself and sounding redundant like a broken record, but apparently that's what I need to do because no matter how many times I make this intro, you continue to ask why I am no longer popping up on the Ringer reality feed. Well, that's because we have our own feed now, people, okay? It's still under the Ringer. It's just not under the Ringer reality. It's now under the Death, Taxes, and Bananas feed. So you can find us on Spotify. All you got to do is search Death, Taxes, and Bananas. Find us on YouTube at youtube.com at Death, Taxes, and Bananas. And also, please follow us on Instagram at, what is it? Let's hear it. Hear it in the back. All right. Repeat after me, kids. Death, Taxes, and Bananas. All right.
Can you tell us why it's called Death, Taxes? Well, we get the bananas part.
Do you guys pay taxes in Canada, or is that just like automatically taken out of your paychecks?
No, we pay taxes.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys have, I don't know what the equivalent of the IRS is in Canada, but the IRS basically, there's only, as the saying goes, there's only three certainties in life: death and taxes. Mm-hmm. You're going to die. They're going to collect taxes. And the third is bananas is the fucking man.
I got it. Okay. Understood.
All right. I mean, there's been some dispute recently on social media about the last thing, but I think numbers don't lie. And, but anyways, enough about me. This is about Canada. All right.
I recently saw some stats on Twitter, and you're still leading in the charts of mentions on the challenge. So you are the challenge, Johnny. You are.
Thank you.
I know.
You know what? Thank you. And what's your Venmo? Because I told you before this, I'd pay you to say that as we got out there. So just
I'll scan
your barcode. But no, for this episode, as you can see, based on who my guest is, we are heading north of the border. Canada might technically be just America's hat, but when it comes to competitions, it's basically the 51st state, unless you are my next guest, who has in the past already competed on the challenge. Canada's version of the challenge, though. She is a former D1 basketball player, as I said, a standout on Canada's Ultimate Challenge Season 2, and now a rookie who crossed the border into chaos of the Challenge 41. Her time on the show might have looked like she got a raw deal, but she managed to make waves, whether it was secretly forming alliances behind yours truly's back, or let's just say being front and center of the most catastrophic Sudoku puzzle performance this show has ever seen.
The best.
Besides maybe the Challenge USA Season 1. So, from Windsor, Ontario, but now hailing from the great state of Georgia, Atlanta, please welcome my girl, one of the Janes. The Janes and the banana. Mrs. Leka.
Thank you guys for having me here. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward.
Thanks for coming on. I know this is a little last minute, and I know you probably, we're recording this, people, actually the night after the episode, so we all watched it together. Leka, how you feeling? Just top line thoughts.
What an episode. There was a lot that went down, like so much tea to just dissect and talk about, from the turbo to the CT and our challenge to even like the upcoming pairings for future challenges. And of course, a few episodes back, we got to talk about the Bananas Leka duo.
Oh, I know, man.
I know.
Isn't it wild that it was like, I feel like you put the two of us in any other challenge that we have done this season or any season in recent memory, and I feel like we dominate it. And somehow it's like, who would have thought?
I know. The setup.
Do you realize this? Talk about challenge stats. I didn't even know this about myself. I've done 222 daily challenges, and that's only the second time I've come in dead last.
Oh my goodness. And of course it was with me. We have a lot of making up to do. I have a lot of making up to do.
Nah, so. It's all good.
I don't like that stat.
We'll get into that. I love making up. All right. So you went from Canada's Ultimate Challenge straight into the Lion's Den of 41. How did the challenge, the Canadian version of the challenge, as we would say, like the redheaded stepchild or the Wes Bergman. I'd say like the Canada's challenge is pretty much like the Wes Bergman of like the real challenge. You know what I mean? Kind of like the Temu version. But how did...
Hold on now. Not too much on Canada. Not too much on Canada. Relax.
Okay, did I say Temu? I meant Sheen.
No.
All right. How did the Fashion Nova of challenges stack up against the American one? And like, what were the differences? Was it like, I mean, a little grittier? Was it tougher?
Yeah.
Was it... I mean, throw your adjectives in there.
So Canada's Ultimate Challenge, it was a great time. I will say I was living like a princess lifestyle in the sense that we were individually put in hotel rooms throughout the whole competition. So we had our own rooms, and there were certain times that we could all connect. But most importantly, the whole Canada's Ultimate Challenge was teams. So you were never really competing alone, or you weren't winning. You weren't competing alone. You were competing in teams of 3 or 4. And of course, I come from a team background. So the difference I felt was, Canada, the challenge 41 is very individualized. Even though it's team, you still have to do a lot. And I mean, we saw that in the last episode, but so that was the biggest difference. And another big difference for Canada's Ultimate Challenge, we don't win money. It's paid on taxpayer money. So
you guys win
a trip,
bragging rights.
Yeah, pretty much a trip to like the Olympics with our Canadian Olympic team.
Oh, that's a prize. Well, I didn't know Canada had an Olympic team.
Johnny.
What's the
Johnny? First of all, Johnny.
Wait, what's the what's the late night snack everybody eats in Canada that's like fries with the tweaky cheese?
Poutine. Yes, gravy, cheese, and fries, the best. You'll never...
I would have... I mean, that would have been a good prize, like lifetime supply of poutine.
Yeah, instead we got an experience to go to the Olympics. And honestly, I was like, I could pay for that myself. Why?
Which Olympics? Summer, winter?
Summer.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
How'd you guys do?
All right.
You were like, we came in right behind Yugoslavia, which isn't even a country anymore, I don't think. All right. So, okay. So what did you think then? So you said you guys on Canada's Ultimate Challenge, Ultimate Challenge, you guys got to live in hotels.
We got to live in hotels. We got to order our food. We were given menus every day, and we got to pick from that menu. It was a little Canadian treatment. I will say the physical competitions, I think they can compare. They're very similar in physical competitions. Okay. I will say there's no like eating. I know that in future challenges, well, can't really ruin anything, but in previous challenges, I've seen the disgust in the food that people had to eat. And that was not something that was on Canada's Ultimate Challenge. It's more physical and team. It's
strictly competition based, because that's the thing. And again, this is why the challenge is, I think, such a special show, is it basically combines all of the elements from every single reality show. We obviously have the competition component, but the house reality component, in my opinion, is more important than the competition portion, because and you can be a fantastic, phenomenal athlete on the challenge, but if your social game isn't on lock, and if you don't bring, some drama and a little bit of tea,
you're gonna get booted. I said, you're gonna get booted. No one's gonna like you,
or you're just not gonna be brought back, because that's what they care about. So on the Canadian version, then, because you guys were living in hotels and just competed, there wasn't really the house reality component.
Yeah,
there wasn't the let's go out and get drunk and hook up with everyone, kind of like America moment.
Yeah,
right?
America didn't hook up with anyone. We'll get to that. Because
will we?
Yeah,
okay.
We will.
Guess what? Oh, what?
She did not hook up with anyone.
Okay, yeah, that's
She did have a bad night where she was a little tipsy, and she was.
Did she hire you as her defense attorney?
No,
I didn't realize.
I was there. Were you?
Yes, all night. It was my night. That was my night. My night to not shine.
So you saw her kiss someone?
I saw someone. There's a few people.
You saw with your own two eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Here you
my
go.
Own two eyes.
Johnny is making things up, guys.
Got it on camera.
She did not kiss anyone. If there was anybody she kissed, it's D, the baddest one. I'm sure you're just jealous because of that.
Wait, who's D?
She got to D before you, honestly.
Wait, who's D did she kiss? That's some tea. She kissed the D. Oh boy!
No, the other James. The other James.
She kissed the D. Oh, little dose of vitamin D. Love that. All right. Well, is that why she hasn't been promoting the show at all?
Probably.
Kind of wild, isn't it?
I think she's
an entire season, never gotten one tweet, never said one thing about it. I mean, that sounds like a guilty conscience to me.
I just think she's not a fan of the challenge, and she's a BB fan all the way. I don't know. I guess I didn't know how serious that side of the world is, the BB fan base, but that's where
they're serious. Yeah. They're seriously losers. I've never met a bigger loser fan base in my entire life.
I saw your tweet recently.
It's like, I shut up. Like, here's what's so funny about this is why I love trolling trolls is because they're so easy to get a rise out of. And it's like, all I have to do is literally post a picture of my rent-free hat and it sends them into a fucking tailspin. All right.
How are you getting talked about in the BB house?
I guess somebody that I may or may not have been in a relationship with and claimed to be my girlfriend was, spreading more lies and misinformation about me, which everyone does. Doesn't matter what the topic was. Just matters that it's like a show that I've never been on. I'm being talked about on that too. And then when I mention that, people are like, oh yeah, it was for 4 seconds. It's like, all right, well, doesn't matter. Still there.
Oh my goodness.
Still not paying rent in the Big Brother house too. So, enough about us.
Enough about bananas.
Enough about me, dude. Jesus. This is about you. Let's talk about you. Okay, so coming in, you didn't really then have. Did you watch the challenge? Did you know what the show was about?
Oh my goodness. I've loved the challenge. I've actually been a fan for like a few years now. And coming into the house, honestly, I was looking forward to meeting people like Anissa, Tori, Olivia, especially where I really had so much respect for Olivia prior to meeting her was watching her break her nose and still wanting to compete. So I was looking forward to that, to just connecting with bad women. Strong women.
I mean, they don't get any grittier than that. And I had Olivia on recently on the podcast, her and Theo, and I told her, I was like, listen, Olivia, even at like the height of our battle, whatever you want to call it, the disagreement we had, our little kerfluffle, I've always, from the second she stepped on the show, 5 eliminations her first season, like you said, shot herself in the face with a golf ball. Didn't even go home after that. Stayed there to
begging TJ to help her, to let her compete.
True grit. Okay, like she is then coming into this season. I mean, just as petty and as scorned as you could imagine, and making her entire game going in about one thing, and that was getting rid of me. And it was like, I gotta say, man, like the devil works hard, but Olivia works harder. So I can see why coming in, you were like, hey, let me meet this girl, but not being in an alliance with her.
Yeah, I mean, by the time I got in the house, it seemed like the alliances were already set, and I was confused because this is day one. Are we not just meeting each other? Why is there already a UK alliance? It seems like, based off of how...
God, yes, preach. Why was there?
Based off of how, based off of how people picked rooms, dictated their alliances. And
really? Because I was in the barracks and I wasn't in alliance with any of those guys. Other than getting to stare at Yeremi's zesty package every morning when he got out of bed, I don't think I was. That's about as close to those guys as I got.
Well, the formula that I watched and that I'm taking note of is the rooms dictate your alliances. However, there's always a snake in every room, so be careful.
Well, in our case, there was 4 snakes.
Or were you the snake, Johnny?
How was I? See, this is what I'm okay.
You were the only vet. You were the only vet.
Let's just drill down on this little topic you just mentioned. Was I the only snake? Can I ask you, was there any coming in? So you didn't know anything about me because you said that you knew about all these other girls. So you had no previous
I didn't care
knowledge.
about the guys.
Fine. Doesn't matter. You have no previous knowledge of who I was as a person, player, etc.
I knew you, Turbo, CT. I knew all the guys, but I was looking forward to connecting with the women.
So what snaky behavior did I showcase this season on the challenge?
Honestly, this season, you were pretty transparent from the jump. The only thing that was questionable was when you were you put out in the air, everything you say gets spread like wildfire, and you put out in the air that you were going after Yeremi.
Did I though?
Yes, you did.
Who'd you hear that from? Who'd you hear that from? Just real quick, who'd you hear that from?
You and everybody after he performed on the mountain.
No, you didn't hear that from me.
Yes, you're like, he's going to have a big target on his back finishing like that.
You heard that from Olivia.
No.
I never said that to you. The only person I said that to on the bus, and this is what I said on the bus, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why what comes out of my mouth, you're right, does get twisted and contorted, and the game of telephone is just crazy, all right? It's like it comes out of my mouth in English, but then it gets interpreted in Canadian, Like it's wild. Not everyone speaks Canadian. What I said was this, and I've said this a million times. When somebody comes into the game and like a Yeremi, okay, this guy comes in day one and just shows the fuck out. And we didn't know what the setup of the game was going to be, and we didn't know how the teams were going to get picked and whatever. So all I knew is that Aviv, who I was working very closely with at the time, was going to be the top female. We didn't know, does top girl pick top guy? Does top guy pick top girl? Mm-hmm. And what I said, and this is in front of the entire bus, it's not like I was trying to hide this. I was like, that Yeremi dude is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I was like, Aviv, just be careful, because I have a feeling that because he showed out the way that he did, he is probably going to be made a target. And if you are his partner, then that's going to put you in jeopardy.
Okay, that's so you saying that, Johnny, just there.
He said it.
Right there alone.
Yeremi said the same thing. It's in the interview in the first. He goes, listen, I know me coming out. I know this put a huge target on my back, but it's like, I don't give a shit.
And so, you saying that, you backing that is like, okay, well, if a vet male is repeating that, that means, he's noticing that. You were just the only one that was vocal about it. That was it.
Everyone was vocal about it. This is how we play. As guys, when you go on this season, I'm sure females play the same way. You see a girl, you're like, all right, let me size me up against her. Let me size up the competition. When he fucking sprinted up that mountain the way that he did, if you didn't think that every single vet guy and probably rookie guy looked at that and they were like, holy shit, this guy's going to be a problem.
Okay. So, but why can't, as a vet, okay, he's that good. Why can't I partner with him? You were his roommate. Why didn't you want to keep an alliance or like bring him under your wing? Because he's my alliance, and I know you didn't. You could have brought him under. Brought him under your wing and made him like me and you. We run into the end, but you didn't do that.
I don't play like that. Okay, I don't go into a house. You want to know why? Because I've been in this game so many times that I don't talk game ever with anybody, because you saw what happened. The second I opened my mouth and I just vocalized something that everybody else already was aware of, that then was, like I said, taken, twisted, contorted, and it was turned into, hey, Bananas said that because of the way you performed, you're going to be obviously like targeted because of how good you are, to me wanting to take him out. And that was never the case. I spoke with him about this when you guys come out to Boca, by the way. And he was like, what was interpreted to me by Olivia was Bananas is going after you. Like, that's the way it was that's the way it was told to him.
Yeah, it was.
That's what accurate. I said when it wasn't. That's not what I said.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's why I keep my mouth shut. And that's why
Johnny keeping his mouth shut? No way.
When it comes to the game, I don't keep my mouth shut outside of that. As it relates to strategy, as it relates to alliances, because if whatever I say will be used against me.
It will be, and it was. It sure was.
And it was.
Especially on that bus. I don't know, because whatever was repeated to Yeremi brought it to our alliance. Olivia. Yeah, Yeremi brought it to our alliance, and we fact-checked it with other trusted vets. Was like, was this said? And they told us the similar story.
Maria. Trusted, I wouldn't say trusted. I would say you should have taken it to someone who does not have a bias against me.
Who is that?
Because that's their game.
Who is that, Johnny?
Nani, Leroy, Aviv, potentially Anissa, depending on what day it is and what alliance she's in. Cara and Olivia are the worst ones. They're the ones that create it. They're the ones that created the whole debacle. Anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah. My point is this. I thought in the beginning, Yeremi and I were like cool, like we were always talking. He's like, "Hey man, like I want to chat game." And I'm like,
sorry, he was trying to peep your vibe.
I don't chat.
Yeah,
I don't talk game. I can't, because if I do, then it comes back to bite me in the ass. So
yeah, we told him that you had an interesting room. You were waking up to, how was it waking up to Yeremi's blue eyes, green eyes every day?
I'm not gonna lie, I began questioning some things. I said this. I was like. It was very close to a different member of the Tarzan and Jane alliance being the object of my affection. It wasn't going to be. I was going to be swinging from that thing. You better believe it.
You like are Tarzan. Hilarious.
All right. So, swinging from that vine. Oh. All right. No, I couldn't do that to D. Come on. That would have been. I was though, because like when the whole like love triangle between D and me and Gabe took. Or, I'm
Will,
sorry,
look at you. You just pulled an Ashley. Do Gabe and Will look alike?
When that took place, when that whole thing went down, I was like, oh, well, guess what? Guess who sleeps above me? I can bring him into this little mix, and we'll see who makes who jealous.
I wouldn't even call it a triangle because Will was out of the picture. But hey, each its own.
Out of there. Yeah, but that was a weird
situation. I even watching one of the episodes, I was kind of laughing at myself because they filmed me asking him like, but she's not your girlfriend, so what's going on? Like, how did we get here? But people fall in love. D has something special.
Yes, she does. So let's talk about this season, this episode. All right, yeah. Episode 6. Coming in. Here's what I remember calling this early on. I think it was like the first deliberation that we had, where I was basically like, dude, everyone's playing Olivia's game. Do you remember how it was like everyone was trying to like justify why they were saying Justin's name? And the reason why is because not everyone, but like some of the vets, CT, Derek, we're going to give Rogan Justin because that's who he wants.
Yeah.
What happened to that? Because I even said this. I was like, guys, this only makes sense right now. But trust me, this is not the game we're going to be playing very soon. It seems like it took up into episode 6 for this to happen. Yeah. So what happened to people getting to choose who they went in against?
You know what? I think early on, people were just playing like a cautious game and not wanting to say names and only wanting to say names that made sense. But Justin's name being thrown out didn't make sense to me. I think the rookie guys, started a little rumor, saw him as a weak link, and just felt like it was like, okay, let's all say one name and then ask Rogan if he thinks that that's good. And then let's all agree on that. And Justin showed out because Gabe was the start of that rumor, I believe. So
I know that's the other thing that's funny is we know obviously they highlighted Gabe and Naya and that little blow up disagreement, whatever you want to call it. But they didn't show all the other things that he did and the little seeds that he planted that got him into trouble. Like the rumor about him and Adrienne making out. And then, exactly what you just said about him planting the Justin seed.
So he told me that him and Adrienne kissed. And he said that there's cameras to prove it. So I don't know how true that is.
Are you sure he said Adrienne and not American?
He did not. Gabe and America did not kiss. No.
Oh, yeah, that's the only guy she didn't kiss.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Yep. So he said Adrienne. And, they did have a little connection, but it wasn't anything that lasted. It was in girl math, it didn't happen. so sorry. In Girl Math, Gabe and Adrienne's relationship did not happen because it was a blink of an eye.
Girl Math? How does Girl Math work?
Girl Math is like, if you're a guy and you wasted my time or you broke my heart, you're canceled and off my list. And it just didn't happen because who are you? You know?
Exactly. The math isn't mathing.
The math is not mathing. So the
Girl Math is not mathing.
So it didn't happen. But as far as what were we talking about? We were talking about the rumor that started with the whole.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was just Gabe speaking. I think every rookie male just didn't want their name getting called. So they wanted to plant seeds to see other people's name get called. Justin was just one of those people that I think started circulating from Gabe and his close friends there.
When did Leo become like the ringleader of this rookie threat alliance?
I will say Leo played an interesting role in the sense that he was part of both alliances. He was kind of in the middle and he earned trust from both alliances, specifically the UK alliance. But then when he saw that they were moving a little, questionable, he's like, okay, let me start connecting with my room. He was my bunkmate. He slept above me. So he's like, oh, let me start reconnecting with these guys and start talking game with these guys. So,
okay. So when you say the other alliance, so there's basically kind of like the new threats, like as one group, right?
Yeah.
But then there is the UK alliance with what? Olivia kind of mixed in. Like who else was kind of like part of that?
The UK alliance seemed to be a mix of rookies and vets. Olivia, Derek, Adrienne,
Chavez.
Derek Chavez, Adrienne, Izzy, Tay, Jake, Gabe. Ben was questionable. We never really knew where he.
Ben's definitely questionable.
We didn't know where he stood. Leo was part of that UK alliance in the beginning, more so.
A big fucking alliance. This is so basically other than me.
They had a big alliance.
There was two alliances. So it was and then your guy, but then was the Tarzan and the Janes. That was you, Sydney, Leka, D, and Yeremi. Was that intermingled in either one of these alliances, or were you guys kind of doing your own thing?
We tried to get.
You were like special forces. You were like Delta Squad.
We realized that it was harder working in bigger groups because we tried to recruit Gabe, we tried to recruit Cedric, we tried to really recruit Leo, but these guys they just had a huge question mark on them. Where do you guys stand? Where's your loyalty? And so,
all right, and then what about so basically though, anyone that wasn't a new threat, essentially, because everyone that you mentioned, other than like Olivia and Derek, everyone that you mentioned is a new threat. So you had no interest in trying to wrangle any vets into this.
It just seemed like the vets were playing their own game. It really seemed like you guys had a strong relationship. Y'all know your kids from. Y'all know your mother's names, your grandkids. Y'all know the cousins, all that. So it just seemed like you guys. It was hard to get in and earn your trust. So we took it upon ourselves. You know what? Let's mirror this. Let us do what they're doing and make our own alliances amongst ourselves. And since they're not letting us in, however, we did have relationships with the vets who kind of observed our alliances early on, like Aviv. So
where'd you see someone like CT and like Derek Kaczynski though? Because that was the weird thing. This is the first time I've gone into a season with the two of them, who I've known for 2 decades, and I felt like they were working more against me than they were with me.
I think they were working against you, Bananas. Even looking back, I'm just I thought that Turbo, CT, Derek's, you, I thought you guys, from what I've watched, you guys respect each other to a certain point in the game. So I expected you guys to work together until, I don't know, halfway through, and then things start to fall, because that's what I've observed you guys do, and knowing that you're close relationships. So I was very surprised to see early on that even when I was asking Derek K for advice, he was saying, I wouldn't go with this alliance. This person is working with this person. I didn't even know how close Cara Maria is to Turbo and Nani. I didn't realize that there were so many interclicks
Yes.
amongst the
Little
vets.
weird spider. I know. Trust me, I didn't either. That's why I felt like this season, you know, when it really dawned on me that it's like, all right, this is fucking, I'm fucked, was when America and I were paired up on the swimming container challenge. That nomination, it was like
a target at you.
We already knew that the numbers were going to go for us, right?
Yeah.
That was already a given, right? But just on principle alone, the fact that like every single one of the vets said my fucking name except for Leroy, dude. I mean, listen, yeah, I was bummed that D said my name. I was bummed that Nani. I was bummed that Aviv, like CT, Derek, every single person said my name.
Yeah.
And once again, it was the whole bullshit excuse. Well, fucking, she wants to go, Naya wants to go against, or whatever it was. But I was like, once that happened, I was like, I really am like on an island by myself.
Yeah. That's where I noticed, that's really where I started to notice, like, okay, who is friends with everyone? Like, who can you trust? And you start to question, can I even trust my own alliance if these vets are folding on each other?
Yeah. Okay. Did you notice? Because did things seem to materialize, crystallize, become a little more obvious once I left? Did you notice like any sort of a shift in like the way the alliances kind of broke down and where lines were drawn once I was removed from the game?
1000%. It was so clear. Like Olivia's plan was to get you out the house.
Mm-hmm.
And once that plan was a go, you could see the divide in the house. It was clear.
Yeah.
It was even talked about. Like it was even like acknowledged, like you guys are working there, we're working here. But you later see that, okay, this isn't going to work for the rest of the game. And us rookies really need to come together and stop this UK US alliance because it's not working out. It's too messy. Yeah. We're hurting ourselves. We look stupid. So it was very clear that once you were out of the house, the house was able to make a path because you were the main character of the house when you were in the house, and no one can see past Olivia trying to get you out.
Looking back though, and again, I think this is for Olivia's game, I almost think it would have benefited her long-term to have me there because it's almost like you just said, whenever I'm there, it's like I'm kind of like a shiny object. Once I'm gone, Ben said this on the last episode too, because that's what I said. I go, well, why did everyone then all of a sudden like this alliance that Olivia had created that seemed like it had its little tentacles everywhere. As soon as I left, that no longer was there. He goes, because once you were gone, you were the main focus. Once you were gone, then we were then able to turn our attention to her because then she became the next biggest problem because of the power that she was holding or the numbers that she had.
Exactly. And it honestly, like, and that's where the rookies wanted to use me. You know, they said if anybody could take out Olivia, it got to be Lex. So let's really, you know, the hangnail stuff, the voting Anissa, like they weren't ever going to really throw Anissa in. It was always wanting to get Olivia out. But me personally, I wanted to get Izzy out.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't care.
Izzy was terrible.
I didn't care to get Olivia out. I understood why the house wanted her out, but like personally, I just felt like, girl, you were supposed to be in this position, not me. You lost.
Yes. I know. We'll get into that. Before we get into that, going back to what you were saying about Olivia being the hangnail. Do you think, again, that maybe she got a little too, like, big for her britches? Like, maybe she felt like she had a bunch of power and control that she didn't actually have? And then it was almost like, oh, yeah, I'll be hangnail. Like, almost thinking that it's like, even if I'm hangnail, I have so many numbers here, no one's going to vote me in. When really, the tide had shifted and it was like, no, now you are public enemy number one.
I think that she was never intentionally trying to be the hangnail. It was just a comment that, again, just like the bananas comment, whatever you shiny objects say, everyone is going to take, twist, and run with it. So you make a comment about your partner and you make a joking comment about, okay, I don't like it. Even if I am the hangnail, anyone who hears that, oh, she's willing to be the hangnail. It's wraps. It's over. It's easy. It's an easy decision for other people to make once you make comments around that. And it spread like wildfire. Olivia wants to be hangnail. She didn't actually want to. No one wants to be the hangnail. But you say that, you're giving people a room to just run with it. So
what you're saying is in the challenge house, things once they are disseminated to you may not have actually been what the true intention was or what came out of their mouth.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
that.
Yeah, I know. And okay, you are constantly looking on the show. Okay, who's next? As long as it's not me.
Exactly.
Okay, as long as it ain't me on the chopping block, then I don't give a shit. As soon as someone says something, it's like, your own mother. You'd be like, yeah, my mom said that.
Yeah.
Throw her in. I don't want to go into elimination. I just thought that was funny because it was like, yo, you reap what you sow. But that's my point. Maybe had she not been in the position that she was in prior to that, feeling like I think she was so comfortable, maybe that doesn't come out of her mouth. I mean, maybe that's just complacency.
Honestly, we do have to give respect to Olivia, because I don't know what she did. I don't know what spell she put on them, but she did have the rookies on lock.
I know.
Like, hey,
Theo too. Like, what has she got? Usually, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, you got a guy whooped. We know, the power of a JJ can sway, but like with girls.
Yeah, she
packing heat in there too. Like, what do we got going on here?
She did a really good job getting Izzy, Adrienne, and Tay, and she already came in with strong alliance. But with even coming into the game with about 3-4 alliances, that's a lot.
Yeah,
she came with Derek, and then Janae came too. So like,
she also never stops working. I mean, what were you in her room or what? Or were you guys in the? No, that's right. Never mind.
But she's always in conversations. She's always talking, and if she's not talking to you,
she's talking about you.
She's
the girl never. She works so hard, and that's I didn't. Maybe just because I'm an old geriatric millennial, but I didn't know what the word or the phrase kikiing meant until Challenge 40.
Yeah,
when we were in Vietnam, and they were like, "Oh yeah,
you got to kiki. You just got to kiki with people."
This girl never stopped kikiing. She would kiki from sunrise to sundown.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I just don't have. Even if I knew she was talking about me and like she was turning people, I'm like, I'm sorry, I just don't have the energy. I don't have the emotional, spiritual, physical wherewithal to compete with that. I'm like, I gotta tip my hat. Like, she never stops, and she really is good at getting into people's heads.
That is a key part of the game. Like, you have to know how to kiki, and you honestly kind of have to kiki 24/7, and it's so exhausting. You think that it's something that I could do. I love talking, but when you're in the house and you're isolated and you have no phone, you're in competition mode, you're in a whole new country. Kikiing is sometimes the last thing you want to do. But that girl never stopped.
Never stops. Never stops.
I will say, though, this past season, I did see she was sleeping. Like, I actually, again, I came into the game with Olivia on my mind. Like, she's one of the people I want to connect with. And I was observing her, and I did notice that she wasn't as kikiing as previous seasons. Like, and she wasn't as approachable as I expected her to be. But come find out, homegirl is pregnant. So
yeah, exactly. But I'll tell you what, that's you know what, but that's even more of a testament to this girl's fucking power. Is she was able to kiki harder than me when she was pregnant.
Literally.
I have no excuse.
Yeah.
Got no excuse, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. And then okay. And I mean, and then we'll get into what happens later on. Okay, so you guys now have, it seems like, really come together as like, because what's funny is the conversation that you guys were having on the rookie bus, and obviously like we just knew what the conversations we were having on ours. It almost seemed like you guys, what you were saying about like, rah, rookies, you actually meant it. Whereas on our bus, we'd have conversations like that. And it was like, does anyone actually fucking believe what they're saying? Because I already knew it's like Theo and Olivia are doing their own thing. I'm pretty sure Anissa is tied in with Olivia at this point. Obviously, I trust Leroy, Nani, and Aviv. So I knew, but then it was like Derek and CT. I know we're kind of just working the room. Turbo, God only fucking knows what that guy's at.
Yeah.
So
Turbo's in his own world.
That's the thing. And what's funny about what happened this episode is there was actually, it was being thrown around by some of the vet guys, not me, by the way, before I left, like, hey, it's a guy's day coming up, ladies. Why don't one of you lay down and we'll return the favor on Girls' Day? So there was already something out there about, potentially throwing a challenge on the opposite day in order to help out, the females in your alliance for the year. What'd you hear?
I heard about that. I did hear that, there were a few vets on the vet bus making jokes about throwing competitions in order to help other vets.
What names? I bet my name wasn't mentioned in that.
No, yours wasn't. I did hear comments that CT was making those comments on the vet bus. CT makes a lot of jokes. He makes a lot of comments. How true they are?
The tea is hot.
Yeah. Yes. And, he did make a joke about, throwing the game in order to help his vet girls. And I get a joke like that, but when it comes to life, it's questionable. Not saying.
I made a joke about Yeremi potentially being targeted early on in the season, and somehow that became true.
Yeah, honestly, maybe I need to start. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win the next challenge. Like,
I'm gonna stop making jokes. That's what I'm gonna do. Apparently, too many people take them seriously.
But I do want to go back to something that you brought up. Yes, please, you brought up the fact that on the vet bus internally, you guys may not have trusted what was being said, like, because that there were a lot of inter-cliques within the vets. Mm-hmm. On the rookie bus, it wasn't really like that because we looked at the vet. We were envious of the vet bus. We were like, yo, these vets are locked in. Like, we have to, it was our thought of how locked in you guys were, which apparently not. But the thought was like, nah, we got to do something. Because initially, as a rookie coming into the game, your initial safe thought is to connect with a vet.
Of course.
And when we saw that was hard, or they weren't really letting people in as easily as Olivia was, we were like, okay, we got to do this on our own, and we have to mimic exactly what they're doing. So we really saw your vet bus as a strong bus, or as a strong, like, you guys were on communication, you guys knew all the information. All right, now we got to turn around and do the same thing times 10. So when we were connecting and bringing ourselves together on the bus, it was legit. And we were saying, like, nothing about this leaves this bus, but of course, one person.
Of course. It's going to happen. That's going to happen. I just find that funny. I mean, because it couldn't have been further from
the truth.
That. Like, when I tell you, I legit felt like I was playing my own game this season. Again, I trust Nani, Leroy, and Aviv, but other than that, I felt like I didn't have a read on anything else that was going on in the house. Wow. I even was suspicious of D half the time, because I'm like, then there's, people are chirping in my ear about, like, oh, you know what she did on her Survivor season, and maybe you're just, Will was her initial, like, whatever, fucking safety device, and now you're just the one that she's replaced him with. And then once I got out of the house and I've learned about the alliance that you guys were in with Yeremi at the top, I'm like, oh my God, was this some sort of fucking master plan?
No.
I know, but you know how it is. You like, so if you're someone's been burned as many times, like, you automatically assume the worst.
The crazy thing about James and the Tarzan, we were looking for trusted vets. We were like, yo, who can we, these vets are pushing us away. Like, they don't, maybe if we come as a pack, maybe they'll be more keen to, like, trusting us.
Why didn't anyone approach me? I would have been down.
By the time James was really, really
I was already canoodling with one of your members and bunking with another one.
The reason why we didn't want to cadoodle with you is because it's because of the comment that you had.
Told Yeremi. Yeah. I know. It's fucking wild, dude. See?
Yeah. And we were like, we would tell Yeremi, like, I think we could trust him. And then Yeremi would be like, I don't know, guys. I just tried talking game with him. And he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like,
you understand why I don't, though? And that's the thing, because I can't. It's not that I don't want to. It's just anything that I say, like, I, again, have been, you got to realize, I've been in an 18-year emotionally abusive relationship. And every
with yourself?
I say
with yourself, because you are the challenge?
The challenge, yes. So I'm like, fuck, man, no matter what, someone's gonna TJ's gonna fuck me. Like,
that's when we started we really, and you know what should actually also give you a hint of why we actually did want you first. Our second option was Aviv. That's why we reached out to Aviv, and we were like, okay, Aviv, like, it seems like we can trust you. and we want to pull in Johnny, but like, this is too messy. This is just too messy. So Aviv was our first like vet connect for James and the Tarzan.
Oh, wow, what could have been? What could have been?
I know.
Okay, so we get to the challenge. You guys have this new strategy in place. Fucking rookie strong. You guys show up. Apparatus, heights over water. Is this something you didn't do the climb on the first one. Is this something that you were scared to do, excited to do? What were your feelings?
I do have some experience with heights over water with Canada's Ultimate Challenge. And actually, it was the final of Canada's Ultimate Challenge. There was a heights over water. It was a whole obstacle course. And at one of the courses, I had to jump. I don't even know. It was as high as the competition was. And I froze on Canada's Ultimate Challenge. I froze and it cost my team, we lost by like 30 seconds. So till this day, I still blame myself for coming second place on Canada's Ultimate Challenge because of that heights over water. So when I saw it, I said, I'm about to tackle this heights over water and I'm not about to let this be the reason I lose another competition again. So I was excited. And I knew that there was a puzzle and I knew CT is a puzzle king. Although I'm good at puzzles, depending on the puzzle, I was like, okay, heights over water, physical, I got that part. Puzzle part, CT got that part. Oh, we're good. We're going to win this. I really was confident going in.
So once you get up and you see that he hasn't even left the water yet, what is going through your mind? Was it at first, it was like, he can't do it. He doesn't want to do it. He's scared to do it. He doesn't feel like he needs to do it. Or was there something in your head that's like, oh shit, I think he's doing this on purpose?
So actually CT and I planned for him to go up first. I was going to, he was going to go get 2 puzzle pieces and I was going to get 3 so that he could get to the puzzle first, start doing the puzzle, and I could do more of the physical stuff. So when he got to the ladder first, he got halfway up. I'm waiting in the water. I'm like, yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I see him slow down halfway. I'm like, keep going. He's like, no, I can't get up. No, I can't get up. I can't get up. And I'm like, yes, you can. Keep going. So he jumps down and he's like, you go up first. So I'm like, okay. And I'm telling him like he can do it as I'm going up. And I'm realizing, okay, I see why he was kind of struggling. It's very unbalanced ladder.
Yeah.
The ladder is swinging back and forth.
Well, you're also supposed to climb it sideways.
Yeah.
I only saw 2 people do that.
Yeah.
For future reference, you never climb a rope ladder the way you climb a normal ladder. You got to kind of almost climb it sideways.
Gee, Johnny, where did you learn that?
A YouTube video.
Is this a Johnny tip?
TikTok.
Is this a Johnny tip? You put that out there?
It's viral. It's viral on TikTok.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
climb a ladder sideways.
Yeah, I should. Next time I'll do that. I mean, I was able to get out.
I mean, listen, if we would have been partners on this one, we probably would have been a whole different outcome.
And you know what? So when I'm going up and I get to the first podium that has the puzzle at the bottom, I'm telling him, like, I need you, CT, come up, come up, come up. And he's like, I can't. I'm like, just try. So he tries again, jumps back down. And at this point, I'm getting deflated because I'm like, okay, so now I have to get all 5 puzzle pieces. I have to go up and down all 5 podiums. And I know at some point in the challenge, I pause, I look at everybody, I'm like, do I keep going? Like, what is there a point in me going right now? Because what is this? Because when you hear the rules and it says, oh, both partners have to get it, things can always change on the fly in the challenge. So you always want to see a challenge through. So I'm like, you know what? Quitting is not even an option for me.
Wait, so the rules were what? Because I think that was one of the things that was confusing the way it ended. So they said both partners had to.
They never said that.
Make it okay.
They didn't. They never stated those rules.
Okay.
So
like one person has to make, because that's what they said. They were like, well, he made it further up the ladder, even though you by yourself.
Yeah.
Beat Gabe and Anissa.
They didn't emphasize the having to have both partners reach a certain point, because they said we just need both partners to make it up the ladder. Because if you notice in Leroy and Izzy's partnership, I think that Leroy didn't make it up. Someone didn't make it up, or something happened. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, when I'm halfway through and I get to the puzzles, he's still in the water and I look down and he's trying to help me with the puzzle, but it's not helping me. You can't see the puzzle. I'm up here. So I'm just going to figure it out by the grace of God. God helped me figure it out. And I was able to finish that puzzle. And I realized that I finished in 8th place. Had it had been,
yes,
counted. I finished in 8th place. So, yeah.
I will say this. After watching that, okay, a few things came to mind. One is, okay, at first, when I first thought about it, I'm like, oh, dude, this motherfucker's throwing the challenge. Because, maybe what he was saying previously, about let me throw it on a girl's day. He said something in the interview which actually made a lot of sense, which was like, if I was going to throw a day, I wouldn't do it and embarrass myself the way I did at the same time.
I don't think he actually threw the challenge, but I do question if it was a men's elimination, would he have tried harder?
Yeah.
That's my only question.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that factors into everyone's brain. It's like, oh, well, today's a girl's day or today's a guy's day. And therefore, I don't necessarily need to perform all that well. Because here's the other thing I was thinking. If you recall, the last time we did the climbing over challenge water, he refused to do that one as well.
Yeah.
Remember? And he made D do it.
Yeah.
But what I also thought was funny is Turbo did the same thing. Okay. Turbo refused to do it as well. And made Izzy.
Turbo never refused to do it. Izzy volunteered and told Turbo that she wants to do it and she can do it. And I remember. And the reason why I know this is because I was listening to that whole conversation happen, because I was envious that she was with Turbo because she was coming into our line. Like,
when you have that much experience and it's something that difficult, you take the reins and you do it. And there's a reason why that went down the way that it did.
Yeah.
Like, he should have been the one to climb. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, like, I'm not saying that it was obviously it wasn't a situation where he didn't try. But still, I mean, they could have done a lot better on that challenge had he taken the reins and actually tried to climb, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so
wait, hold on. But that sounds like Johnny Banana should have taken the reins on Sudoku.
Ooh, you really want to go there? I'm glad you did. Let's open this fucking can of worms. Do you know why Johnny Bananas didn't take the reins on Sudoku?
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe because before we started, and we didn't even know it was Sudoku at this point. I remember I've got this little satchel of pieces on, and I'm feeling them, and I look at you, and I'm like, Leka,
I think it's Sudoku.
I think this is Sudoku.
Yeah, you did say that.
Perfect. I'm fucking great at Sudoku. I'm like, great, because I'm not. Blows the horn. We're fucking charging down we're in front. We passed one. I'm like, it's got to be really hard. We passed another. That's got to. So we find like the medium hard one.
Yeah.
What do? I'm like, you know what, Leka? You got this.
Yeah.
You just alley-oop numbers up to you for fucking. And I remember being down there on the ground, just being like 7, 3.
Honestly, Johnny,
5,
till this day, 9. I still think we were close. I never screenshotted what the TV was showing, but I still think we were close to this day, because you know why? The rookies 2 days before, actually the night before, were doing Sudoku together. We were doing Sudoku together in our rooms.
Yeah, well, you must have skipped that. You must have skipped that party. No, so they don't show it, but I'm on the ground just like alley-ooping pieces up to her. I'm not looking. I'm just trying to get the numbers sorted out, going, and all of a sudden and I remember in my head thinking like, dude, we're gonna fucking smash this, dude. Like, she's got this. And then all of a sudden you go, I think I messed up. And I'm like, what? And I remember standing up and looking at the board. I'm not even good at Sudoku. I remember looking at the board and being like, I see 3 mistakes right now. And you're like, whoa, no, we can fix it. And I'm like, I don't know a lot about Sudoku, but I know that usually if you start a puzzle based on a mistake and you build the rest of the puzzle off that, then none of it is right. I remember you and I went back and forth a few times. I'm like, we got to take him down. You're like, no, let's just take a few off.
Yeah.
Took a few off. There were still mistakes. Here's why we got fucked on that though. And in all of the 222 dailies I've done, there's never been a time when they just out of the blue fucking
blow their horn. Like, what kind of sport is that? You see what time is left. Like,
and this is what I keep telling people, like, oh, that was such a rookie mistake taking the pieces off. I'm like, had I known, had they given me a 1 minute, 2 minute, 30 second, would we have taken the numbers off? No. The only reason that I felt confident doing that is we were the first heat, which they lied about because they made it look like we went second, we went first. But they also never gave us any sort of time So I thought we had all the time in the world. I'm like, let's take this shit down. We'll fucking rebuild it together.
And you know what I noticed? They were standing right behind us. It's like it's like they wanted it to be like that.
Yeah, it's like they wanted me to get drug around in the dirt.
They could have easily told us that we have 5 minutes left, but they chose not to. So,
do you think? Okay, if we're putting our tinfoil conspiracy hats on, I wish I had some tinfoil. They knew, obviously, what that elimination was going to be because of what's it called?
Naya and
exactly. They already had it set up, so they knew going in.
It was already set up.
They also knew, we knew, everyone knew that Gabe was going in.
Yeah.
Okay. It was the whole let's nominate another person, nominate Derek. That was just an exercise in futility, right? They knew what it was going to be, and it was like, in my opinion, maybe that was like a let's fucking assassinate Bananas situation. But then with CT on this one, they knew what the elimination was going to be. And they're like, maybe we shouldn't put him on a bunch of rollers trying to sprint up a situation here. So let's just fudge it. So, you know.
Yeah, I think with the insight that they have, even like the game calls, like my last challenge with CT, what did I lose? And not someone who got 4 puzzles. Like even those little decisions makes me question, you know, did it fit their narrative? Like, did they want to have was the episodes 1 and 2 too boring that they needed some spice to add into, you know what, let's get Johnny on the chopping block and let's create this early on so that the viewers can be engaged from the jump and invested in this season from the jump. You know, like I will give the producers a great kudos because I see how they've built the storyline. And even with me coming in last, I'm like, maybe I was too boring for them initially, and I may have not have fit in their storyline. So they were like, you know what, just put her in elimination. Because at this point, she hasn't really given us anything, you know? I think about that.
Yeah. Or they were like, we're so mad at her for getting rid of Bananas. We gotta.
Or that.
You know?
Like, how did she get rid of the challenge? Like,
this is karma.
Yeah.
We've got to give her some karma. Okay, so after the challenge was over that day, was there talk at that point? Was there any whispers? Was there any rumors that potentially this was like basically a thrown challenge or like an assassination attempt
from CT?
Correct.
Yes. So when I got back to the house, that's when the vets told me about his comment that he made on the bus about, hey, vets, if you need me to throw one for you, if you need me to have a sore leg one day, I got you. You know,
just out of curiosity, you said you were told. Who was it that disseminated this information to you?
Nani. Okay. My trusted girl, Nani. I was having a conversation with Nani, and I trust Nani. She's one player that, like, straight shooter. She's either going to tell you the truth or just not talk to you at all. So when I was like, hey, Nani, like, do you have a second to connect? And we were at the dining table and we were talking. I was like, so what's your opinion? You're someone who really observes the game and you're pretty smart. Do you think that he really threw the challenge? She was like, I will say that he did make comments on the bus about throwing challenges for us. However, he does have PTSD trauma from Heights Over Water. So it's a hard call to make because I do understand the PTSD. Even me, when I got up there, I had flashbacks of Canada's Ultimate Challenge. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But my flashbacks made me turn up. Whereas that's not the case for other people.
Yeah. But here's the other thing. We've all taken gnarly spills off. And here's the other difference. When you're on this is why I hate trivia. Okay. I hate trivia for the same reason I hate Hall Brawl, which is you have so little control over whether or not you get injured. They do that purposely on trivia too, because they want hard slams.
Yeah.
They want you to hit the water and fuck yourself up really bad. Yeah. They want you to lose your breath. And that's why they drop you in a way where it's impossible to control your fall and land feet first.
Yeah.
With apparatus, so I get that. If this was like a trivia challenge and we were being dropped and we didn't have control over our fall, I'd understand. But this one, I feel like you have full control over how you fall off this thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I guess I get it. Like,
and I watched that season where he had to get carried out on a stretcher. So I get it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
breaking your tailbone is not something
Not
you
fun.
would want to even have to relive remotely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I know that he wouldn't want to embarrass himself like that.
Yeah.
So those things comfort me in knowing that he didn't purposely throw the challenge. I just know that if it was a guy's day, he may have given a little bit more of an effort. That's it.
So when you guys get back to the house, I mean, this is my favorite. I don't think anyone expected this interaction. I'm just gonna play it for you real quick.
I'm so sad for Leka. She killed herself.
Yeah, she didn't
climbing.
She didn't deserve. No, she didn't deserve it.
You are not sad about this. This is make me angry too. You're lucky. For you, lucky. I don't care, Turbo. I have a bad day. Bro, girls maybe go home because of you didn't climb.
Yeah, well, you're wrong.
I know you didn't climb on purpose.
No, I did not.
Then don't come.
I'll come every time I want.
So
that was intense.
Turbo was basically telling him, you didn't try. He feels bad for Leka. And CT said, you're wrong. Whose side? Yeah,
actually,
we didn't see this whole
there's a lot that
exchange.
That didn't show. So I actually, where my room was with D, Justin, and Leo, CT and Turbo's room and America's room was right behind. Right?
I remember that.
So there was an open door between both our rooms. And, living in the same vicinity as the guys, you see their lifestyle. And a lot of us, Johnny, were working out every day. Whereas CT wasn't really working out. He was, but not as often as everybody else. And after our challenge, you see him go straight to the gym. But it seemed like it was for show.
Okay.
But I know it was probably for him to mentally get back in it. Like, how could I, like he was probably very disappointed in himself. He immediately went on the treadmill. He was lifting weights like that. Nobody does anything after a challenge.
Unless your name's Jordan Wisely.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
I'll run a fucking marathon after a challenge. We're like, all right, buddy,
and
relax.
He was, in the gym. Exactly. That same mentality. Everybody was like, okay, like the challenge is over. Where was this?
Out swimming laps at fucking midnight.
That's crazy. So, and then on top of that, just having each other's lifestyles and living with each other. I think Turbo just got fed up and he was just my partner. He knows how hardworking I am. Like if you ask Derek K, like, I want to win every single daily. Like I want to win every single daily. If you're my
unless
partner.
It's Sudoku.
Yeah, unless it's Sudoku. But so when I think Turbo just got fed up and I just appreciated him for speaking up because I did say, well, maybe he didn't throw it. And Turbo was like, no, he did. Turbo.
So Turbo was convinced that
he did. Turbo was convinced that if it was a guy's elimination, he would have gone harder. And that is him throwing the elimination. He just didn't care. You weren't someone he cared enough.
He wasn't necessarily throwing it. Okay, so I guess in Turbo's mind, CT wasn't necessarily throwing it for like a strategic advantage or because he was doing someone a favor.
He just
basically
didn't care.
What he's saying is he was throwing it like I'm just not even going to try.
Yeah, I don't give a because shit. I don't. It's he put in CT's head. It wasn't worth the risk for him.
Yes, the risk.
So meaning that and to my expense, and I get it. But that is what frustrated Turbo to see. Because if you're a female, every female rookie loves being partnered with Turbo. You know why? Because he goes hard for his female partnerships. Like he's your typical like misogynistic, like macho. I got all the hard work. I'm gonna make sure that you win. So for him to not see that in CT on a women's elimination, he was just highly disappointed. And was like, no, you just didn't even try at all. Like you didn't even try. How can you let a woman lose? Because that's not Turbo's language. That's not Turbo's DNA.
Unless it's swimming and climbing a container. You know what my theory was about that? Turbo's always posting these videos about competing. Once he realized he was swimming and competing against me, he was like, excuse me, can we switch the roles up here? I would rather be the puzzle person. I
thought Izzy really wanted to do that part. Like,
hell no, he did not.
Are you sure? Because I
100%.
literally heard them talk about who's doing who. And Izzy confidently said she'll do. And when she said that, I looked at them. I'm like, why?
You don't let that happen.
Why would you let that happen? Like, I was just his partner. Let him do the hard work.
You don't. I would have been like, if America been like, I'm climbing, I'd be like, no, you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
You get in the water and try and swim.
And that was perfect role for her.
Yeah. Do you think after this point, do you feel like the mood or maybe the way that like CT was viewed by like other people in the house, did that change? Like, do you think that there was people who were kind of, besides Turbo, because that was obvious with him, did it seem like maybe the tide started to shift against, because you got to realize something, CT generally, like when he's on the challenge, is basically just kind of like, I don't want to say untouchable, but he's never targeted.
Yeah.
And his antics never, like, people just never come after him. It's almost like they just don't want the smoke.
Yeah, literally. And that, I think that my challenge with CT definitely put a highlight on him. Like it put a ring light on CT in the house, and he became kind of like a target because Justice for Leka started. That's when Justice for Leka started. Justice for Leka looked like getting CT out of the house. I think maybe Izzy out of the house too, because when everybody was trying to vote Olivia up against me, I never wanted to go up against Olivia. I want to go up against Izzy. And, I think that Justice for Leka surrounded that.
It's funny. I don't remember there being a Justice for Bananas movement.
No, unfortunately. And you know what? There's an upcoming episode named Justice for Leka. So I don't know.
Ooh, that's cool. We both got our own episode. Mine was called I Am the Challenge, and yours is Justice for Leka.
Justice for Leka, yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love that. Okay, Leo and Sydney concoct a pretty good plan, right?
Yeah.
The plan is to nominate Izzy as the other name to going against Olivia, to throw the vets off and make it look like they're going after the UK alliance of vets, but to all vote in Olivia. Was this kind of, did anyone know this was like, was this kind of like a secret plan?
James and the Tarzan, of course, it included Sydney. So Sydney let us know. And, but I was also, while she was letting us know that, I'm like, guys, I don't even care to go up against Olivia. I want Izzy. I just kept repeating that. I'm like, even though her name is a fake name, it's not fake for me. I kept repeating that the whole time, but I was still with the plan because that was the only plan there was. And when they told me that the whole goal is to get it to be me versus Olivia, they just need to figure out what name to truly say the day of that will all go towards Olivia and not the other person. Because if it was Olivia versus Izzy, everybody would vote Izzy, right? Yep. Olivia versus a lot of other people is questionable. Who, everybody is going to protect Olivia. Olivia versus Anissa, that's a hard pick for the house, is what we saw. So unfortunately, I never wanted to go up against Anissa, not because out of fear or anything, just because I didn't have anything. I loved Anissa. She welcomed me with open arms. She was putting me on game, and I couldn't tell her that her name was going to get thrown in as safe, because you know how she would react to something like that.
Yeah. Because you knew so it was basically a foregone conclusion that it was going to be, the plan was to get Olivia, and it was a foregone conclusion that it was going to be her. Yeah. You just needed somebody to put up that 100% would make it easier to vote for her.
To vote for Olivia. The house wanted, the rookies wanted Olivia gone.
Yep.
But, but so we just need,
how the turntables.
Yeah, for real.
All right, so you guys go out. You guys have this night out, and obviously thanking Turbo for sticking up for your honor. Izzy then goes to Olivia. This is what I thought was funny. Is it's like I love when people do this. Like somebody sticks out their neck, or somebody does a solid for someone, and then later on in the game, it's like, I know I should repay the favor, but, I kind of don't want to. I know I owe you one, but I don't. And that's the way I felt when it came down to the Leroy and Izzy vote, right?
Yeah.
I think Izzy should have really kind of put her foot down a little more, because here's the thing.
If it was
a girl's day.
Yeah.
It was a girl's day. It doesn't affect Leroy.
She said that. Hey, it's a girl's day. I think you should honor my vote. And then she just kind of let him take the lead. I think that she should have definitely put her foot down a little bit. And I think it would have given her a little bit more respect in the sense of like, I'm really sticking with my lines. We all knew that she was riding with Olivia anyway. So, but I understand it being a hard position to get put in because I was in that position when I never wanted to vote Justin, but Derek K, wanted to vote Justin. I'm like, no, that's my roommate. Why are we why are we voting Justin? Why can't we vote someone else?
Exactly.
So I get
like Jake.
I get being in that moment and just having to, I guess, honor the vet, but she really didn't need to do that.
Okay, so then the next morning you've got Olivia and Leo talking, and Aneesa basically tells her entire room that her plan is to protect Olivia over all of them, which I thought was kind of a silly mistake. But I'm confused. Did Leo float Izzy out there as a decoy, but the plan was always to send in Aneesa?
Yeah.
That was the thing, right?
That was the plan. Izzy was a decoy for the rookies, and the plan was always, it was Aneesa or somebody, but because we just needed to have a name that wouldn't get the numbers against Olivia. They wanted Olivia in the elimination, and any other name that went up against Olivia's name needed to make sense. To get Olivia in the elimination.
So, and again, this was a lot of this, it seemed like this was, this is what Leo wanted, especially because how long was that speech actually that he gave? Because sometimes they edit things.
I wasn't there. Remember, I was.
That's right. You were in the kitchen. I forgot. Okay.
I was told it was long though. I was told it was like a good 15. It's like 10, yeah.
Leo's the king of just like putting his foot in his mouth when he absolutely does not need to.
Literally.
2 giant ramps with the rollers. Did you go into this? Were you confident about this? Did you think this is something that you were going to be able to take out Olivia in?
Yeah, honestly, I went into the elimination as soon as we walked in and I saw the ramps, I was like, hamster wheels? I'm like, okay, so I do work a lot. The way I train is very athletic based. So I do work a lot on incline. So I'm like, okay, I have trained like this. I have sprinted off inclines. But the endurance, for 5 minutes straight, that's what got me.
I mean, by the end, you look like one of those bags on TSA when it's going through security check and the bag's like rolling down and you're grabbing it.
And you're grabbing it and moving in slow motion. Yeah, that was me. The last 1.5 minutes of that competition, I was gassed. I was so gassed.
Yeah, no, you could tell. That was brutal.
I wish I had started off more controlled, more slowly, but I just went full throttle.
Instead of just ripping right out of the gate, or, warm up a little bit. Yeah, you got to break that. You know how it is, man. You got to break your first wind. Well, listen. It was sad to see you go. Kind of sucks. I can sympathize with you though, because I too know what it feels like to be sent in based on, your partner's performance.
Sorry, Johnny. I still was looking up to you as a vet to take control over that moment, but I also think we got screwed.
Vet mistake, man. But you want to know something? I'm not going to lie. After you want to talk about thinking that conspiracy theorists, I actually had to ask D once we got back after I learned about, because I didn't think it in the moment, but once I learned about the Tarzan and the Janes and your alliance with Yeremi, I'm like, Leka do that on purpose to get rid of me?
I would never lose on purpose. I would never do that. And I would never give up on my partner.
I know that now. All right. Well, listen, bummed to see you go. It, sucks it had to be that way, but any plans on coming back in the future?
Absolutely. I have so much to make up for myself, and I just cannot wait to be back in future challenges, future seasons. And, maybe we'll work together, Johnny.
I was going to say, what complements Tarzan, Janes, the jungle better than anything? Bananas.
I know. Wow. Look at that.
That would fit right in.
Come on.
All right.
Thank you.
Leka, appreciate you. For people who don't already follow you, where can they find you on social media?
Yes. Follow me at Fit with Lex on Instagram, TikTok.
1K.
Yeah. Lex is spelled, I just want to put this out there. Lex is not spelled with the X. Lex is spelled with Leks. Okay? Yes. FITWITHLEKS.
Yeah, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fuck it up. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, listen, Lex, thank you for stopping by the Death, Taxes, and Bananas podcast, where the tea flows like wine and my guests instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. I'm Oprah, and I love you.